Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a special edition of Night of the Nerdy Laser Podcast. I am Matt Henry.
I am Richard Yule.
And I'm Jeff Lown.
And we are joined today by the creator of the Skate or Die Film Festival, Justin Harlan. I got that correct, right?
You did. You did very well. Thank you.
Fantastic. And we're here to talk about this creation, this film festival. And really, I don't know anything about it. I know that you're tied with some of the people in our group, but I'm looking forward to learn about this new festival because I love short films, any kind of a film festival. Now I'm a massive fan after trying to do my own and just pulling my hair out. And so I need all the help I can get, Justin. So you're gonna have to give me your number, your email. You know, just the whole.
I can arrange that. That won't be a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, my name is Justin Harlan. I am for the longer period of time before this festival. This is our first year with the festival. I've been more known for mostly writing on the internet about film. I've been helping out with a film festival called Buried Alive in Atlanta for a few years, a horror film festival. I do their PR because I'm not local, so I don't do a lot of local stuff for them. Although I have gotten a chance to go down a couple times. And I've always wanted to do my own thing. So I run this website called The Farsighted. I write for a website called Synapse, and I just I wanted to do something. So I decided this is the year that I'm doing my own film festival, and that's the Skate or Die Film Festival.
I love the gimmick behind it, which is it basically takes place at a roller rink.
It sure does.
So I have a fond memory of my little small town roller rink back in Weaverville, North Carolina. But so we should say this event is in Pottstown, PA. Is that right?
Yeah. So Pottstown, Pennsylvania, which is about a half hour, 40 minutes outside of Center City, Philly. So just suburban Philadelphia. But as a small town rink lover, you'll love our setting because this is a historic rink that's actually been a roller rink since the 50s. And the park it's in it used to have a banquet hall where the rink stands as dating back to the 1890s. It's a very cool historic spot. The previous banquet hall burnt down, and then they built this new building that became the roller rink. And so it's a pretty cool spot. And my wife plays roller derby, and her derby team is actually the people who run the roller rink now as of they took over during the pandemic, and they run the rink. And so as soon as they acquired this rink is when I said, hey, board of directors, who happen to also be some of my best friends in the world, I'm going to run a film festival at your roller rink. And they just said, okay. And so that's kind of how that happened.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
Well, you just sound like one lucky piece of.
Man, for what it's worth, I have worked to do this kind of stuff for years. It's just finally the right setting and thing happened. And like, one of the cool things is like, I know you guys do a lot of like, you're all into a lot of like horror and exploitation film and stuff. And like,
oh yeah.
And I know Jeff is definitely an exploitation junkie from our talks in the past. And so there's this exploitation horror movie from it's about 10, 12 years old now, from Australia. So I'll call it Ozploitation horror, called Murderdrome, that I saw it back when it first was released. It's actually never played a big screen here in America, but it got released by Camp Motion Pictures on DVD back in 2011. And that said, I saw it and I immediately was like, I have to show this at a roller rink. This was way back when I first saw it, because it's about a derby girl who gets possessed by this witch and kills her whole team and a bunch of people at the rink. And it's a blast. And so that was a part of what made me like want to do something at the rink in the first place. And of course, it's one of my cornerstone films for the first year of the film festival. So we're going to be playing it. It really has worked out very well. So I'm not going to complain at all.
And obviously your connection is with Jeff. Jeff, how did you meet Mr. Justin? How did you two link up?
Honestly, I want to say it was just through some Facebook groups. Yeah, just kind of, commenting back and forth on different posts and Sales post.
Jeff, I think you might have bought a Blu-ray for me actually at one point.
Is that what it was?
I think.
Jeff buy a Blu-ray? No.
Yeah, I think so.
Good chance.
Yeah,
There's a
but
good chance.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely in just
yeah.
Facebook groups. That's definitely how we met.
We'll literally be in the middle of a podcast, and Jeff will be like, "Hang on, I'm getting a delivery at the door," and it is a package of Blu-rays. Yeah. So yeah, I have ran into. I mean, this. I literally you obviously know a lot more about this. I did this literally one time, and it was like a 45-minute short film festival, and it is literally the most difficult thing. So kind of walk me through the process that you guys have of picking out the films. And I'm assuming there's some kind of, are you just showing the movies, or is there going to be local films being shown as well?
Yeah, there's a lot of local stuff, and there's a lot of stuff. So I'm my background as far as live events go, even before I used to write about film, is music, and I booked concerts from the time I was 14 until I don't know, until I had kids. And I've actually booked a couple things post kids too, but that's just for other people. I've helped them put things together. But
like the Weebles and the Wobbles and the
like real music. No, real music.
Okay, cool.
So interestingly is I've been like a punk kid since I was young. Like I was, I don't know, 11, 12. I started going to shows back in the 90s. It was a big scene up in North Jersey where I grew up. And like by the time I was, like I said, I was 14, I booked my first show because all my friends were in bands and like I have no musical talent. So I was like, how do I get involved in the scene? Oh, they need people to book the shows. I'll do that. So I got really involved in that. And so naturally, as I'm years later didn't do this film festival, I had to include live music. So not only do I have films, but I have bands. But not only do I have films and bands, I also have a live podcast coming. But I also have, this is insane. Like I overbooked myself just a little bit.
Hey, we know all about that.
Yeah.
So like we have that stuff, all that stuff going on as part of the film festival. We also have I have a tattoo artist doing a film festival specific tattoo for anyone interested.
I saw you on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I already have it. Let's see if it'll show up right there. This skater die tattoo right here.
Oh, nice.
So cool.
I like how you obviously, like, I was a booker for pro wrestling events, and all I heard whenever you were telling me about being a booker is like, I chose to be the most hated person in the process. But no, that is
so now we have another point of intersection
there.
We have another point of intersection though, because one of my favorite independent wrestlers, a man named Jeff Cannonball, who's known mostly for his deathmatch work. I know him from doing a lot of family-friendly comedy kind of work up here in the local scene because I go to a lot of independent wrestling stuff. He is in his first movie as a killer clown, and we're debuting that film in our local films block. So look at that.
Nice.
It just all comes full circle.
Yeah, man.
Death matches, promoters, music, movies. It's all in the same. Yeah.
So like what you were asking specifically about the film. So like we only actually solicited out there for the local film block. We actually handpicked the other stuff that's playing because by the time I got started on this, I decided like, all right, for the first festival, I'm going to just play the stuff I want to play. And I'm not even going to try to get like too much going because I already had things in mind. And so it's a Friday night and a Saturday. So we actually have 4 features. We have a short film block. And then we also have a kickoff party that has 2 live bands and like 6 short films playing. And actually that one also ends with a secret screening at the end of the night. So that's Friday nights, like this 7 to 12 ruckus fun time. Like everything that's part of Friday night is just like ridiculous fun. So fun, goofy shorts, big punk rock bands, you know, and a secret screening of a weird 90s exploitation film that I'm not allowed to share. So I'm just going to say a cool secret
We love 90s.
Yes, we're stuck in the 90s thanks mostly to Jeff. But what I do love about this is that you're saying, oh, this isn't just a typical festival, you know, because of the location, we're adding in this aspect, this gimmick, and that gimmick, and then all of a sudden what you have is something more than just your typical movie festival. And that's exactly the kind of way I think too. I can't do anything normal. I have to make everything difficult. So
yeah, and now, Justin, thanks to you, FrankenCon will eventually take place in a roller rink.
Well, I'll be your personal consultant, guys.
Great.
So on Saturday, so like that's like the Friday, right? So then Saturday we kick off the day. Of course, we're at a roller rink. So guess what we start the day with? Roller skating. So we've got an open skate block with a costume contest. We're doing kind of like an 80s theme with a Stranger Things costume contest because.
Whoa.
That's the second time I've almost walked off from this conversation because it is brilliant. I love it.
I had to like tie in like whatever's most popular right now. I was like, ooh,
makes sense.
Let's go Stranger Things. But and like I mean, and if I didn't want to get more complicated, to kick off the skating, I actually have my son he's part of a hip hop dance troupe. And they do the Thriller show. So they're going to kick off, right, my performing Thriller. Then we're going to go into the 80s skate. Oh, my God. I have so many things.
I can't even because I just recently booked a Thriller.
But I don't know if Justin knows this about us and the rest of the YouTube watchers out there. But me and Matt, we work with our buddy Corey, and we put together FrankenCon, and it's a horror convention that takes place in near Knoxville. We did our first year this year. We had like Joe Bob Briggs and Darcy the Mail Girl. Next year they're coming back. We've got CJ Graham, Felissa Rose. I mean, so it's a big deal. And
next year I heard there's this guy Justin Harlan coming out.
Oh yeah. Hey, so we do a film festival as well, and so we should definitely talk off air and make something happen.
That sounds awesome, though. I mean, so it's weird. I've never been the convention guy. I've been the film festival guy.
Yeah.
But like my event is easily as much convention-ish as it is.
Yeah, I was about to say.
All you need is vendor.
Like convention guy.
Do you have vendors? Like, do you have any like artists set up?
Oh, yes. So
your convention.
You guys, you said that you like the old school roller rinks again. You know.
Oh yeah.
So if you picture our old little historic roller rink. Of course, we have that kiddie area where it's a couple steps up and it's got the small little skate area. That whole area is filled with vendors. So we've got a few local young adult like horror writers that are coming out to like sell and sign their books. We have Diabolic DVDs, slinging Blu-rays. Oh man,
wow!
Broke.
Wait. Are they down there close to you?
Yeah. Diabolic's from South Jersey, so
they're
right down the street from me. They're actually one of our sponsors on the film festival.
I'm here to tell you, sir. All you need is one actor. This is a convention, okay?
I have more than one actor because I have Jeff Cannonball, the
that's true
guy I mentioned. He's going to be slinging his merch over there.
That's funny.
I mean, this sounds
part
like
of our Q&A. So yeah, we're doing
this sounds like this sounds like a blast, and it sounds like you really went out of your way to try and create something special and unique and different. So, I mean, if I was down there, this would be right up my alley. So, yeah,
I appreciate that, and like I like the film festival vibe of like watch a movie, hang out in the lobby, and bullshit about it, watch another movie. I like that, but I wanted something different than that because, like, we already have several of those in the Philly area that play great genre film. I don't need to be another one that does it. I wanted to be one that does something different, and so that's why. So, like, we are still playing films. Like The Gate, so our retro screening, we're playing The Gate because it's one of my favorite films of all time. And actually, we have a really cool T-shirt that we're selling that's from Rough Cut T-shirts. That's the shirt that they did of The Gate. So I'll have a few left. So if I have your sizes, guys, we could talk off air.
Cool.
But so like we're playing The Gate. We're doing that. So we actually structured the day. So like the skate, then The Gate, and then the live podcast are all like the family friendly events. So like you can come with a full family and be like pretty good. I mean, The Gate's scary, but it's PG-13, you know?
Yeah.
So it's all family friendly. And then after the podcast, we move into the local shorts, which have kind of like R-rated content, Murderdrome, which I mentioned, which is an R-rated movie. Well, I don't know if it's actually rated, but it would be R if it was rated. And then we go into our late night program, and our late night program is literally 18 and up. Like nobody can stay if they're not. And the reason is we're showing Profane Exhibit, which if you're not familiar with Profane Exhibit, it was the long lost extreme horror anthology that was supposed to come out 12 years ago. It has films from Uwe Boll, Diodato.
I'm a big Uwe Boll fan.
Whoa, you just said Diodato. Okay.
I said Ruggero Diodato.
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Right. All right. So there's short films in it from the two of them, Nacho Vigalondo, who actually just did a podcast episode with me to promote it. And it's like my friend on the internet now, like reaches out to me and talks to me. I don't know, the nicest dude in the world. I'm like giddy about it.
That's awesome.
Anthony DeBlasi, who people know from Last Shift and the stuff he's done. He's actually doing a Last Shift too. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that out loud. He might have told me that in confidence, but I don't know.
You didn't.
But yeah.
I mean,
everything has a sequel.
If you're a Diodato fan, just real quick.
Yeah. Tell me.
We are bringing in Alan Yates to our event.
Ooh,
so
that's cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm a big Cannibal fan.
Yeah.
So
I can keep going, but the list of people that are part of the movie, Michael Todd Schneider, who a lot of people know as Mikey Maggot from the Toe Tag Pictures crew, he did a short, and he's actually coming out to the event, so he'll be there. Because he's from Pittsburgh, so it's a long drive, but it's a drive. So he's coming on out, like the other side of the state, like 6 hours, I think, 5 hours, something like that. But he's coming out, and then Uwe Boll, I don't know if it's going to happen because I haven't talked to him since, but he and his people said to me, "Oh, we're going to record an intro for you to play on the screen." And I was like, "Really?
That'd be amazing."
So, yeah, so that could happen. I'm hoping. But so that particular film though is nasty. Like, it's really nasty. So we're talking, we're going to have to give a little trigger warning in the beginning and warn folks because there is a lot of sexual violence. There is a lot of, cannibalism and beheading and you name it in this short film stuff. And Ryan Nicholson has a short, and if you're familiar with him, and just to date things, Ryan Nicholson passed away 5 years ago. So to put in perspective how long this film has been in post-production hell, one of the directors passed away, that long ago. So nobody thought this film was ever going to get released. And then Stephen Bureau and Unearthed Films got their hands on it and actually finished the post-production on it and are putting it out on Blu-ray next year. So it's starting to do some festival rounds. We're going to actually be the second screening of it. It played in Buffalo Dreams about a month ago. So that's really cool. I'm really excited about that because I'm into the extreme horror world. But we know it's not for everyone, and we have a cool after party. We don't want people to leave before the after party, so we're also programming at the same time out in our little food court. By the way, I forgot to mention we have a bunch of food trucks in the food court.
That's awesome
because we don't have enough things going on. But we have this little food court outside that we're setting up, and they're going to be doing horror trivia for the people who want to hang around but don't want to watch this extreme horror stuff.
Yeah,
like I said, it's not for everyone. So some actually my wife and some of the roller derby girls are going to run the horror trivia, and I have tons of cool giveaways from. So I told you that Diabolic's one of my sponsors, but what if I told you also my sponsors include Vinegar Syndrome, MVD, Agronautics, who do the Throbblehead dolls. Like, I have a ton of really cool giveaways with this. Including in a Skate or Die Festival, we have an $80 creature deck for anybody who's a skater that can put in for a giveaway on that. We have a lot of really cool stuff. So we're going to give a lot of that away with the trivia. We're going to give a lot of that away during the live podcast. It's going to do some trivia stuff as well. And then we're also just going to pull some door prizes because that's fun.
Yeah.
And so we have tons of stuff to give away. A lot of Blu-rays, Jeff. I'm sorry that you won't be there. But
yeah, me too. I'm sorry I won't be there.
I mean, I have 3 boxes of Blu-rays in my closet. Let me ask you a question, actually, Jeff. Did you win one of the copies of the Nick Cage movie? Did I ever send you one of those?
No, I didn't. I didn't get one. I don't think I won.
All 3 of you automatically are winners because I got sent a box of 50 copies. 50 copies of the new Nick Cage movie, which I like, by the way, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Dang.
Because I started a podcast about Nick Cage.
Yeah, this
and
is awesome.
Somehow I got a hold of someone at Allied Films, not even intentionally, and they're like, we'll send you some to give away. And then all of a sudden a box as big as my child shows up on my door. And I open it up and there are 50 copies of the Blu-ray. I'm going to be giving them away for like 10 years because I was like, guys, I don't even have enough money in my bank account to send these all out. Postage-wise, I'm going to do my best. But we gave a bunch of those away. So the Cage Match podcast, one of my podcasts, is also donating giveaway copies of that movie. So we have a lot of things to give away that are not only Nick Cage related. A lot of them are
how many Nick Cage horror films exist? 8 millimeter?
Well,
That's
8 millimeter.
His
Mandy.
His Color Out of Space. His Wicker Man. Which
Bees.
It's definitely a movie.
It's a movie. Yes.
He's got upward of 10.
Oh, we're doing Vampire's Kiss for my next episode. Next month.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Which, I mean, I don't know if I call it horror, but it's
horror adjacent.
Horror,
yeah, it's definitely horror adjacent. So it's on some of the best like meme faces that he's ever done in that movie. So pretty great. But and then we finished the night after playing that with our after party, which involves a local rapper who is named Wormtooth, who actually raps as a dark wizard. He's amazing. It's like what if you like mixed like Magic the Gathering, hip hop, industrial, and like Satanism in one? That is what we get here. And he is amazing. Like I just absolutely love him. He's actually used to be a nerd rapper years ago, and that's how I first met him. And I booked him at a thing years ago. And then like he reformed himself as this Wormtooth thing, and I was like, dude, I gotta book you. And I was like, oh my god, I have the event for you. So he and a local DJ are doing the after party. We'll probably throw a couple more short films in because it's fun. And actually both the late night movie and the after party, as well as the kickoff party on Friday night, all have free beer. Free if you're a paid customer, but we have beer from a local craft brewer who's actually sponsoring us with 2 kegs of awesome craft beer. So like, dang. I mean, it's a crazy event that like every single thing I wanted to put into it worked out. Like I couldn't believe like, oh wow, this is all actually happening. You know, I have tons of awesome sponsors. I mentioned like MVD and Vinegar Syndrome. I have Lehigh Valley Apparel Creations, who's an amazing t-shirt company up here who actually does a lot of stuff in the indie wrestling world. So you've probably, if you're a wrestling guy, you probably actually own shirts they've printed and don't even know it. Mm-hmm. But they sponsored us and they did all our merch, and I'm picking up those shirts in a day or two. I'm very excited about that.
Amazing.
Yeah, and like, you know, so like we've got these amazing sponsors, a local like wealth management firm from down in the town we're in. They gave us money to put their name on the festival too. I was like, wow, this is really cool.
I mean, everyone needs to know how to manage their wealth. If you have,
that's true. That's true. I don't have wealth, but
I mean, I do.
What, Jeff? You don't?
Jeff would be really rich if he stopped spending it on Blu-rays.
I would totally. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
It sounds like you obviously know what you're doing, sir, and this sounds like it's going to be an amazing event. Is there a place where people can buy tickets, and what's the date?
Yeah. So it's on the 7th and 8th of October. The main day is the 8th, and then we have that 5-hour like extended kickoff party the night before, which I'm actually maybe most excited for because I'm a punk rocker at heart, and I get to see a couple local punk rock bands. And you know, I didn't mention any of the short films, but like that night I'm playing my favorite short film of all time, which is Death Metal by Chris McEnroy. If you've never seen that movie. It's only like 4 minutes long, and it's free on YouTube as well. Yeah. So if you can't come and you just have to do one thing, go watch Death Metal by Chris McEnroy. But I digress. SkaterDieFestival.com. Everything is there. So that'll actually, it brings you to the Skater Die portion of my website, The Farsighted. that's got all the information on it, and you can click there for links for tickets. The tickets are through Eventbrite. And anybody who buys their tickets ahead is going to be entered for additional door prizes that are only for those people, which includes actually another local company that everybody's heard of, but they're from Philly, Five Below, donated a $50 gift card to give away.
That's
so
crazy.
we got a $50 gift card to give away.
That's
I know,
awesome.
right?
Yeah,
so
they want you to spend it at Five Below.
Right.
So you have to go to Five Below. Well, dude, it's been so amazing to talk with you and learn about this new film festival. And if you're in the area, or if you want to fly down, or you're just a fan of going to film festivals, go to skateordiefestival.com, correct? Get your tickets, learn all about it. And obviously, if you go, you're going to have a busy day, because get ready, because it's activities out the wazoo. So,
and the food is going to be amazing too. Just come for the food, man. We've got so much good food too. I didn't even talk about it, but it's so much. Like I can't even. I could go on for days, man.
Yeah, no, it sounds awesome, and it sounds like we could learn some things from you. So I'm sure we'll reach out to you at some point. Yeah, no, I mean, we love film festivals, and really, this just sounds like an awesome event. Also, Eventbrite is awesome. I love using Eventbrite, and I urge people, pre-sales are very important to any event. So just go to go to skateordiefestival.com and purchase those tickets, and you might win a $50 gift card or something else cool. Maybe a Nicolas Cage DVD. Who knows?
Yeah.
It goes out like candy, dude.
Richard, do you want to give our traditional outro on this?
Yeah. So I first want to say we are Night of the Nerdy Laser, and thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to us. We have a lot of things going on. You'll get to see live podcasts. We do a show called a half-hour comedy show called Trash Talk, where we show clips from movies and just joke around and have a good time. So just click the bell, subscribe, like our videos, share, and all that will help us. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you're listening to podcasts. Night of the Nerdy Laser. And until next time, somebody's got to keep it bloody.
Somebody's got to keep it bloody.
Yeah, because everyone has to go to the Skate or Die Film Festival.
Thank you, Justin.
And
Thanks, guys.
keep it bloody. Also.
And also keep it bloody.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, what he said.